some people it's classic.
Classic is a fluid term, very much so.
I mean, I guess you could say we're looking at the '80s, possibly the late 1970s as well.
And at this point, early 2000s,
Oh
Well,
my god!
yeah. Well, how long is it going to be until the very first Paranormal Activity is a classic?
Wow.
Like,
When you listen to classic rock on the radio.
for the sake of discussion. Go ahead, sir.
All right. Well, one I really wanted to discuss has to be 1980s Change, starring George C. Scott, directed by Peter Medic. It is. It was one of those I've always seen the cassette deck at the rental place. I never got it. Now, of course, it's starring George C. Scott, one of the great actors of the period.
Mhm.
And to give you a quick synopsis behind it, he is a Manhattan music composer who lost his wife and daughter in a freak accident, and he decides to move cross country towards Seattle. Been offered a position to teach at his college as well as back to composing. So he rents out this very big, very gothic house, and it turns out it is haunted by the spirit of a young boy who died there. And it is a great movie. Now, Chuck and Kevin know I'm kind of a little bit of a cynic when it comes to some of these movies to the point where, oh god, I'm always worried about watching new stuff that might turn out to be terrible.
I'm way more artsy person than you, for sure.
No, I mean,
And there's a reason why my segment is called 80s cinema. So we all
that 80s trash better some of the stuff that comes out. Anyways, what was good about this movie is, of course, there were some other people in it. Actually, Scott carried the whole thing. Found a secret attic room where, I mean, this is the movie that made old wooden wheelchairs creepy. You know, they're coming towards the top of the stairs, sort of thing.
okay.
Uh, and and it deals with a U.S. senator who was being passed off as this rich tycoon's son. It's wonderful, atmospheric. It doesn't come off as the person who's there is not unaware of the ghost. Uh, he's not being stubborn. In fact, he actually is trying to help this ghost because I like how they put the fact that after he lost his family, I think deep down he's trying to help this ghost. Sweet patch here, and that, you know, after his murder by his own father situation. Beautiful shots, cinematography. At the end, it was a little bit off, but you know, it's how horror movies are. Sometimes it's off. But that's
Endings,
definitely a movie to watch.
endings are tricky.
Yeah.
Endings are. I don't think you're ever going to get people who agree or say the same thing about endings. I think both literature and novels. I think both literature and film. You have so many very subjective. Some people are. I'm part of the journey. Payoff that you read, and it really depends on what you consider. Preston says that he's seen that things talked about. So Preston, let's see. Talk.
Everyone needs to go see it and then actually talk to me about it. There's it's deep. Like it gets into the effect on culture like that. It's really
Before you're starting, really thinking, Ken and I were talking about phenomena as far as the classic film, and actually kind of spiraled into a different conversation, which we will. Wait. What do you think of phenomena? I recently rewatched it with Donald Pleasance and a possibly young Jennifer Connelly. So what did you think about that? As far as
It was again it was one of those. I always thought that at video can I never got it. I was too young for it.
right.
And first of all, it's Italian.
Gen Xers here, folks. If you haven't given Gen X, the last surviving members of the videotape area. Go ahead.
Yeah, young Jennifer Connelly. There's not a lot of American actors go to Italy to
Yes.
kind of get their feet sweat.
Or like John Saxon will just take any
get their
a
beats
paycheck.
I forgot John Saxon.
John Saxon will take a paycheck wherever it's offered. But anyway,
I mean, if I had to give a little bit of background, first of all, a young American girl goes to a boarding school. I don't know if it would be Italy or Switzerland. I
I
think
thought they were talking Germany. Germany. It's very hard to tell.
it might be Switzerland now.
I think no. I think it might have been international because one girl. I don't know where it was.
It was up Europe.
It was a European, and I know she talked to French. One girl. Anyway, I digress.
No, yeah. Anyways, she's having psychic vision. Someone is killing her classmates, and turns out she has a psychic connection to bugs. So she is going to use that to fight this unseen killer. Now, horror movies, as always, sometimes. I mean, we were just talking about how sometimes the music they use is not the right.
Except in Phenomena, the music is perfect in
Well, that's
Phenomena. No,
your
no. Yeah, they had perfect. They're just like with Phenomena. they're just gonna like we're gonna do clones of American '80s like Def Leppard, like
Yes, that'd be a good
that music actually in that movie I thought was perfect. The score was perfect. Well, we'll talk about music in Italian horror movies in a minute.
I think most on Italian horror movies and some of the cinematography is really just wonderful. In fact, it's actually in the beginning where that
Yeah.
one girl, the opening kill, if you will,
Yes, the opening.
ended up at this, like, the bus left her behind. And she ended up in this house in the middle of nowhere, but it's also in this,
Italian horror.
that, it was in this big valley,
Yeah.
open valley, and it was pretty well shot, I'd say. Problem is, of course, when you're watching horror movies, things get lost in the translation. So you never know what they're saying actually makes sense.
Well, yeah, we were talking about it earlier because, like I said, I was putting some notes together, and we were watching the Beyond, and we were enjoying the practical effects. And we got talking about how it's interesting, the changeling represented with '80s horror films in the early late '70s. I'm speaking this off the cuff. I'm not a film expert, but the changeling represented that gothic sentiment you saw so much in American and in English films. Like we think of Hammer House of Horror, which was a TV show that was really basically G14, and that subtle, suspenseful. And then you've got Italian horror that's like just ripping eyeballs out. And I'll never forget in City of the Living Dead with a girl. I mean, we heard the phrase, "Oh, they literally pukes her stomach and her intestines," and by the time she puked her bladder out, I'm like, "What's been going on for 20 minutes now?" Um, but I think it would be a mistake to look at that cinematography and assume that this is just gorge for gore's sake. And it's interesting because, and again, these are things I become interested in. I don't know if it's actually there's actually anything to it, but there's a connection there between what was happening in literature because in horror literature, um, yeah, Rosemary's Baby, The Omen, The Exorcist, in horror literature, um, we had the same thing where we had Charlie Grant and Peter Straub and Randy Campbell, and they were writing the really great gothic stuff. But then you got um, all of a sudden Skip and Spectre come on the scene with splatterpunk, and splatterpunk horror was kind of this the key word. And this is where I think, and again, I'm not speaking as a historian, I wouldn't know. There are several people who know better than I. But like today, we have the uh, um, the genre, the subgenre extreme horror. Splatterpunk I've always thought was different because splatterpunk it was the important word there was punk because punk rock was about making a statement and it down with the establishment. This is what I stand for, and that's why cyberpunk is a little bit different than science fiction. So splatterpunk is that yeah, there's splatter and gore, but it's because we're trying to show you a different kind of horror than just restraint stories. In fact, one of the books I'm going to talk about tonight is Scream. So yeah, so that would be uh, our classic movie sections.
Are we still on movies? Because are we moving on? We should talk about upcoming movies.
I don't know anything much about upcoming movies. You guys can talk about. Well, I am totally checked out because how busy I've been.
Yeah, I will say, Haunted Mansion came out. Yeah, it's a Disney movie. It's not going to be interesting.
Oh, it's still in the
But hey, you know what? Get the kids watching some spooky stuff and get them in loving horror. I'm actually excited to see it. We'll probably bring the family out to see that one. And the initial reviews I've read, it sounds like they did a decent job. So, Haunted Mansion came out this weekend, but last week to the Demeter.
That's
That's
a
in
lot
like
I found that interesting because, as you don't know, I mean, in the original Dragon, Peter from Romania to England,
yep, the ghost
and
ship. Or
yeah, basically at the end, everyone except the dead body of the captain is gone. So I think actually that would be pretty good. Ship,
I'm
1800s.
excited.
I think that actually adds an extra twist to it.
It's going to be a that monster movie feel, and it's exploring part of Dracula for exploration. Instead of redoing Dracula again and again, it's going to do something new. I mean, we kind of know where it's going and the end result, sort of. There's some options there, but it is something new.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like
The last Insidious movie coming through. I just remembered that. I thought the Insidious movies were good. I've enjoyed them. I feel like so Patrick Wilson has become like not a screen queen. He's become like very kind of a horror icon in his own right. Yeah, maybe a screen. He goes on screen. Justin Long is the male screen. Uh, but uh, um, but yeah, I'm looking forward to them. Yeah, I think that's all I know about horror movies.
I saw a trailer. It's one. I think house. It's got the girls that come back, and it's funny too because I just read Salo Ben. It has
Salo Ben, right, with the same plot by Alan Backus.
where the two
All
girls,
go by Salo Ben.
Salo Ben, which I just read. I guess I knew reviewing that one. Salo Ben and the two girls come back, and this one feels like The Exorcist.
It is actually no, it is a sequel to an Exorcist because the original actress is going to be come back for it.
It is in the Exorcist universe because I think they.
Yes, someone said that. Yeah.
I didn't see the whole trailer. I saw a couple of talk to me.
And that's it as far as upcoming horror. I mean, there's other things like
I mean, it's October.
Mike Flanagan's All the House of Usher.
I'm excited for that one.
I'm excited to see what Mike does.
And we're also hoping for the writers and the actors to win their strikes. So.
Well, yes, we are because it's public knowledge. I don't mind saying it, but we have a cemetery dance property in the Rainy that is Every House is Haunted by Ethan Rogers. One of the short stories in that book, House is Haunted, is currently, let me say this correctly, you can't say it right, you can't say it's in production yet, it's in development with Ghost House Pictures and Sam Raimi. And everything I've heard had greenlit it, and then the writer's strike came along. So hopefully that will be resolved so we can see a cemetery dance property on Netflix.
To the SAG WGA.
There you go. Exactly. Yes. Absolutely.
We support them. They're the ones who bring us the script.
That's right. Then we need to. I'll just think about that as building breaks in, like what we just want to trade through. Because we're actually studying stuff.
Yeah, we're fast.
Yeah. So let's talk about 80s trash horror. I love 80s horror. Tom, you can chime in if you've. As I mentioned earlier, so I am a Gen X baby as well. But like Tom said, I'm a Gen X.
For me.
What's that? Genio, yeah. So I'm a Gen X baby that grew up in a moderately strict home, didn't watch a lot of horror as a kid. But I also consider myself a science fiction. So I mostly watched that. But like Tom, I had a childhood of roaming these, video stacks. Look at that Speedway camp. What's that? What's that? You can afford it.
You're from the Broome County area.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know
That's
that.
the whole point of the gargoyle. Man.
Yeah.
Well, Video King originally was Great American. It was just like a couple hours.
Great American had a video rental section, but it wasn't video.
That Video King was after that.
I was a hillbilly from the valley.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, I remember the very first thing when it opened up in Hartford. Yeah, I can't remember the name of it.
I will say Video King went out because they had a haunted house section for all movies. It was a great one too.
And there's a Video
But
King.
the Wild West one was not.
There's still a Video King in Elmira.
Is there probably like the last blockbuster out in a while? So anyway, so a lot of these when In Search for Darkness came along, and Shudder came along, and you're like, suddenly we have access. The only sad thing about that is there are probably for every 300 horror movies that have been transferred to digital, there's probably another 300. And that's probably why it's sad that the age of stories kind of low.
But lose the field walking through and seeing all those covers. like going to a bookstore. There's something magical about just seeing all the cover spaces.
Well, I remember in my wedding when Blockbuster was still a thing, early my wedding, early marriage, before we had kids.
Married.
We were married for 6 years. Early in our
We got married in the back room.
early in our marriage, we would that was dating. You went to
College.
Blockbuster? Anyway, I put it on it probably actually started 3 years ago. 3 years ago, summer 2020, I had all summer. I did nothing but walk. And not only was I laid up all summer, it was a 3-hour surgery. So when you've been under surgery for that long, the anesthesia, I couldn't read or write. Yeah. So that's when I really started like really getting into the 80s. So now I've got this segment trash. Again, trash, but
Aquanet and all this.
We're using the word trash the way a raccoon would use trash. Like
well,
it
not
is-
only
it is
that,
delightful.
I think it also highlights.
Yeah.
It also highlights the fact, though, that
Oh, you can see the comments.
yeah, and it was a time when they didn't throw some headshots at a 17-year-old with Photoshop cover. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, some of the cover art of the old VHS itself, it's like the video, which the cover is amazing, and the movie's like, what is this?
Yeah, I can remember as a kid walking around thinking I can remember seeing the cover.
I forget the sleepaway camp cover with that knife just. And
Yeah.
There's something else a lot worse. That scene was whispered of in rooms in high school. Oh, did you see what happened with that curling iron? And like when I actually finally saw the movie, I'm like, oh my god, that's the scene that everyone talked about like 8th grade. That everyone was like whispering about this movie with this curling iron scene. Anyway, so Bloodbath in the House of Death. On to God, I gotta look it up. Bloodbath in the House of Death intentionally created everything from alien abduction to Satanists to serial to ghosts, all in one movie. In Bloodbath in the House of Death. Vincent Price is like this cult leader who accidentally sets on fire at one point. And it's fabulous. It's one of those movies that you would consider it trash, but it's because it's winking at itself. Basically, it's the '80s Cabin in the Woods. It really is.
That's a good way to put it.
Late '70s, early '80s Cabin in the Woods. Although I would argue Cabin in the Woods is actually a genuine movie, and it's just kind of winking at itself the whole time. Next one would be Ice Cream Man, Clint Howard. This is a perfect example of trash. It's just trash. It's amazing. Maybe there's something in there about PTSD. I don't know about him repressing his memories of his favorite ice cream man who gets killed in a mob hit, and then he just sits down on the corner in front of the dead ice cream man and eats ice cream from his little kid. And now years later, he's an ice cream man who's slaughtering people and mixing body parts in his ice cream. And then the best part is when he serves the Rocky Road to the guy with an eyeball in it, and the police detective chewing on the eyeball, thinking, "Wow, this marshmallow is really chewy." There really isn't any reality to Ice Cream Man. It's just one of those ones you put on. Anyway, Clint Howard, man, it's so amazing that you. I would love to be like. I would love to see that. Are you kidding? This is a Clint Howard special. Clint Howard's in all those movies. I would love to see a family reunion with Ron Howard. Yeah, I've got this movie coming out. Tom Cruise is going to be starring in it with Meryl Streep. How are you, Clint? I'm in a movie where I'm a serial killing ice cream man, and makes people chew on eyeballs. Like I just love the ice cream, ice cream, Now, two of them that I think that are actually really. First one, I was surprised. Uncle Sam. Now, Uncle Sam has all the crap about this kid who idolizes his dad, who's also a woman beater alcoholic, but he's well, no, it was his. It was no, it wasn't his dad. And he was a womanizer and a woman beater, and he was an army guy, and he's so terrible that his own troop, the friendly, such a bad guy that they killed him with friendly fire, and come back to the States, and his body's delivered back to the States, and of course the mom has been dating they're separated, so while the guy's gone, the mom's dating the town sheriff, and because the boy idolizes him so much and believes that makes the real man, the real soldier, he magically brings Uncle Sam back to life. Or the corpse, and it's also during the town's Fourth of July celebration. So he dresses himself up literally in an Uncle Sam costume. It looks like you could have bought it at Spirit Halloween, and he starts running around dressed as Uncle Sam, killing people. Now, what's unexpected in this movie, however, is Isaac Hayes, who is and also Escape from New York and a whole bunch of other things. Isaac Hayes is the guy's CO who used to train. And at one point, there's this scene where the nephew that idolizes him is clearly, not to get political, but he's kind of spouting a lot of rhetoric that we would hear today about what makes a real man and things like that. And that's why I thought it was surprisingly timely when it came talking about masculinity and aggression, and especially when it make a real soldier. And Isaac Hayes in the middle of this movie about a reanimated corpse killing people in an Uncle Sam costume. Isaac Hayes suddenly delivers this scene talking about how violence doesn't make a real man, doesn't make a real soldier, and even worse, when I was a young SEAL, I'm the type of guy that fed that garbage to the I thought it's one of them like this trash movie, but suddenly got
this is how we save America by all watching Uncle Sam is required.
And not only that, but all in general. So I was one of those things. Like I said, Isaac Hayes. It's amazing how many A-list actors list, for what it was really good. The last one, I actually have two more.
Oh my god!
Actually, I used to do this with books because I'm so busy reading cemetery dance now with movies. Mutant, starring an '80s horror. Really interesting take on vampires and zombies.
Let's call her Full Hauser from Yellowstone.
Yes.
And Dazed and Confused for us Gen X.
Yes. Yep. So Mutant is a really great small town horror film that got this really interesting take on zombies and vampires. These creatures that are running around, they're reanimated or they're converted and they're converting others, turning them. But something about 75% of the way in the movie find out the culprit is chemical factory out in the outskirts of town. And suddenly we have this story about pollution, pollution, and corporations ruining small town America. And at one point, there's actually a great metaphor moment in this movie. We're down to two viewers. Chuck, you need to take your shirt off. But anyway,
when you're in the last two,
that's true. So there's this moment there where we have to do something for everyone, and you suddenly it's on the heels of the discussion about corporate greed, and you're suddenly wondering, was the poison the literal poison that's killing the town, or is the poison the liver? And the best part about the movie is it has this relaxing yet dread end, because in typical horror movie no, we just gained two more viewers. And I said, take your shirt off. So obviously that's what brought them back.
All right,
They heard. No, I'm kidding. No. So no, yeah. End of the movie, obviously, we have the as having
such low hanging fruit.
yeah. The Pollinian normal is restored at the end of the movie, like the Stephen King said, and it's killed. But after panning away for a very brief time,
Spoiler alert for a 20-year-old movie.
we hear a news report talking about this company, Syntex, that is expanding factories in 30 more states. And we're like, again, it was a super timely movie, but it's still timely now where they defeated the evil in their small town, but the corporate entity that for this evil is now the last one is going to be Dagon. If you haven't seen Dagon, like,
It's on my list.
oh, it's great. I feel that my favorite and best Lovecraftian adaptation. Oh shoot! We now have.
You lost it?
No, I got your crotch.
Okay. You're welcome.
I don't want to see a polar saw.
Okay. Wow.
I don't even know what you're looking at.
We.
No,
I'm looking at.
up there you go.
Well, we need one more tripod, folks.
One more. So there's a book here. You can't see it.
Oh no! Look
Book
out!
stand. You've got a Peter Straw book stand.
I do actually have a few stuff there. Yeah. I mean, what else? What?
So we're gonna set this up with a beaver nugget.
Beaver Nuggets is not something.
This program is not wink wink brought to you by Beaver Nuggets.
Anyway, so yeah, but Dagon was by Stuart Gordon. It's one of the best Lovecraftian adaptations outside of it. So it's really, really great. Basically, it's adapting
One of my favorite.
yeah, it's great. It's obviously it's modernized and things like that. Although it's really weird now watching it and seeing modernized, seeing the cell phones that flip them and have little antennas. Ooh, Preston has a request.
All right, yeah.
Maybe it was shirt related. Probably I don't think that's say. But Dagon, yeah, that's my '80s trash horror, and it's
If
not
Preston
trash
has
horror at
better
all.
ideas for how to run, I am all ears.
Oh, well, like I said, the first couple times that we do this, I'm going to be like looking more.
Yeah.
I want to bring up considering the entire decade of the 80s. It's first like early 80s. That's 1980 till we'll say 89, 82. That's still left over from the 70s, stuff from the classic Gothic. I'd say 83 or 87 is the 80s.
Mhm.
The Jersey hair, the Valley Girl. And then at like from 88 on up, I hate to say it, it was that 90s.
Yeah.
But I was thinking
Neon
about,
colors and everything.
yeah, I was thinking how in the mid 80s itself, there's one movie that just popped in my head, Chopping.
Oh, Shopping Mall is amazing.
It is
The best
amazing.
kill of '80s
Now, this for you younger
horror.
people. At
Oh,
the
they've
height,
seen Shopping Mall.
you know, at the height
All right, get your history.
of Shopping Mall, 1980s, they were massive. Everything you can possibly imagine. Furniture stores, restaurants, you name it, you would find it at the mall. And
Just imagine in Stranger Things that one year when season
yeah,
one,
well, yes, exactly. That's what
Basically,
exactly
yeah.
what we're going on about. Yep. And it's kind of like these teenagers, they're young people being chased by automated security robots gone haywire.
because
Is that related to the whole fear of AI today?
oh, it was definitely the '80s.
Yeah.
Well, the '80s was Terminator. It was that. It was Cyborg with Jean-Claude Van Damme. There was a whole slew of knockoffs about '80s and '90s about artificial life and
You also
robots
had
and
what's
things
the
like
Space Odyssey, 2001 Space Odyssey, which was not 80s, it
that.
was earlier, but
Preston, which worst poster for Chopping Mall? Also worst title because there was no chopping that actually occurred in the
Yeah,
Chopping
it
Mall.
showed the robot hand holding a bag of body parts.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
good
yeah.
for
Yep, yep.
So
You know, also is a really misleading cover art is I don't think anyone's here. This is really going deep for Spookies. Spookies.
oh,
Have you
I
ever
heard
seen that?
Yeah, it's the biggest diarrhea mismatch movie you can
Well,
imagine.
do you know what happened with
It went through like
Spookies?
what, 3, 6, 20
Two different directors, and the second director wanted to do a completely different plot, so we hired an entirely different cast, wrote an entirely different script, then mashed them together. Yeah, Spookies. That's strange.
My son's been exploring the Aliens movies. We got the Aliens 3, and that also had a very interesting.
Aliens 3 was, I think.
If you've never seen it, go to
No, I don't think
it's
so.
it's a mixed bag. Like
No,
it has some really good ideas.
I think that one has. I think time has been.
It has some kind of, but if you're, it's very interesting. Go to the Wikipedia page for Alien 3 and look at how many ideas they had. They went through like 12 iterations of what the movie was going to be.
I actually have the novel.
And
And the novel was
some of the iterations actually sounded better than what they ended up.
Yeah. I think the problem with Aliens 3 was the fact that having this is also part of the show, folks. We will just segue onto other stuff. The problem with Alien 3 was having Hicks and Newt
Yeah.
go through all that they went through,
Yep.
and to then not survive.
And
Not even make it in the first.
Yeah, and some of
Killed off
the previous iterations of Pepper, like handled that much.
What I really wanted, and as much as I didn't mind, yeah, I actually want. That's not actually my. I'm gonna have one of those in a minute. Much as I like Covenant and Prometheus, I'm sort of mad that Ridley Scott came on the scene because Neil Blomkamp,
Yeah, I wanted
he was going to do an Aliens movie that totally ignored Alien 4 and brought back this weathered, grizzled Michael Biehn, and he had storyboarded it, and then suddenly, almost kind of like a pouting child, Ridley Scott's like, "Well, I have more alien movies on release." As much as I like Covenant and Prometheus, I really wanted
Neil
to see.
Blomkamp is the one.
Yeah, I want.
I understand the comic books had great stories that they should really look at when it comes to the Aliens and Predator universe.
Lots of good novels.
But no, they can't. They got to do Requiem, which it's so dark. You literally you can't.
Even on
All right, break or continue
I
on?
think we need a break.
All right,
Okay,
so folks, we're gonna go into like a 5 minute break or so. So if this is the time for you, so you've been you're off screen, thank God.
yeah.
But
All right.
Preston had one request.
We'll move in. The Xenial with a functioning bladder will step in while you guys do the thing.
Oh, I don't need to go anywhere. I just thought it'd be good. Anyway, I don't have to go anywhere. So that's not creepy at all.
We've done quite a bit outside actually.
5 minute break. Oh, this is so much better than it. Nighty night, sleepy bye, sexy legs, says Jenny Ford. I don't know if she's
Yeah.
Um,
So since we haven't done this in a while, I'll turn the camera. We show off the horror cave.
you've got a camera that you
I'm gonna move it. So I'm gonna lift this
You
up.
might need the light all off over there, though. So, you might need to
So
turn those on.
we'll start from the TV.
All right, so showing up.
Yep. So there are so many decorations for the books. You've got your basketball jersey over there, and then I'm not gonna go too far, but in the dark end over there, lots of books. There's the door to the chickens. Camera's moving like it's the indie horror, 2000s indie horror film.
All right, there we go. There's me.
Yep.
There's two of me.
Yep.
Inception.
There are so many decorations. Though.
Lucia within Lucia within Lucia.
Yeah. And then over there,
More books.
more books.
I almost wonder if I should do a physical count, but I think I would. So many books here.
Yeah.
I was thinking, we started the new season. Did we watch it on one time here? We watched the new season of Touch Me on Don't Touch Me.
We started watching it. We
We didn't finish it.
Didn't finish it.
Which one was it?
Watched it.
No, the new series. That was 30 minutes.
We watched. I mean, not 4 of them. But we definitely watched a couple of them. The longer ones. We watched at least a couple.
We watched the job one.
Were you working the factory? Yeah, we watched that one. That might be the last one we watched.
We may have to watch one of the live reacts.
Yeah.
Anyone, I'm gonna do a YouTube search here, folks. Um, anyone that is familiar, we might do a live watch here at the end. I don't know if anyone is familiar with "Don't Hug Me, I Am Scared." It's like "Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared" is like if Stephen King, R.L. Stein, Dr. Seuss, um, H.R. Geiger, H.P. Lovecraft all came up with a children's show. This would be the result. And I think we're going to have to.
It's like the creators of Sesame Street were drinking and had a
I'm
nightmare.
scared.
Let's see, are they on the camera? There we go.
Yeah, I'm moving right now. I'm trying to find a.
There's one thing I'll have. I'm gonna drop.
Oh my,
Here we go.
full series. Oh, here's the 2
They're on YouTube. They're free.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the season. So there's the job one.
Mm-hmm.
Did we see the family one?
I saw the one. I saw the one where he was buried. Let's watch the first two.
Oh, okay.
We saw
So
the job. We saw the where he's buried.
buried,
Buried.
buried. What the heck?
It's my Tioga County accent.
The Tioga County has an accent. All right, here we go. So toward the end of this, for anyone who still wants to stick around,
Watch another episode.
we're gonna do a live watch and react. Don't hug me. So I don't know if it's coming through on the how that comes through on YouTube. Oh, there it is right there. Okay. So we're going to do this toward the very end. Go click on that link and then pause it. There's this great, like I said, R.L. Stein, Stephen King, um, awesome, Joey. Thanks for stopping by and come back and check it on YouTube for the rest of the stuff. And
We'll do some reviews.
Yeah.
Reviews and stuff.
We'll be back in August. We should welcome one of our first guests. So thanks for coming. But yeah, later we'll live react to "Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared." We're going to watch it on our big TV here, but I'm going to cue it up right now so we have it. And then there's the link there when we start it. If you've never watched "Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared" before, oh my, oh yeah.
I'm just.
We're going to finish off the night with a live react. "Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared." I'm going to
You one?
Yeah, it's the one on family. You'll love it.
Green is not a creative color. Honestly, it was nice and dry. So outside with the chickens. Of course, when I watch out,
You try any of this?
no, I haven't.
You have to.
I was getting up, but I just sat down.
Where's my?
This is the only like legit booze they've ever brought.
All right, I gotta be careful with it then.
Yep.
See,
Old
the best part is the spout's reusable, so I can use it for other bottles too.
Ooh, cork.
All right, thanks, guys. All right, Preston is heading out as well, so cool.
Mhm.
That's all right. So we will do.
Thank you, Preston.
Thanks for stopping by, Preston. I'm gonna get YouTube set up to watch. Don't think I'm scared later. Do we want to do that now? I'll do that.
Yeah,
We'll do that at the end.
For those who are really in for some pain.
Okay. Don't hug me, I'm scared. The only thing about YouTube on the TV is why don't you guys start
Go
talking
check
about?
that.
Why don't we jump into the book reviews while I'm doing
Okay.
this? So we've got book reviews by. Do you have book reviews too? We have Tom and we have Chuck going on, and I have book reviews too. But I'm gonna let them start.
Oh,
because
what was Chuck?
I'm gonna let them start because I'm gonna queue up. Don't hug me, I'm scared. Go ahead.
All right, I'm sorry. I just had to Chuck Cole in particular, and I think I can get the car off the driveway with it. All right, well, I'm reviewing the book known as The Sanitarium by Sarah Pierce, and this is one of Reese's books. Yeah. As always, I like to actually go to the bookstore to buy books. So, of course, Barnes and Noble is the big one.
Yep.
And you have, I think, some of the employees at books.
Aaron, it's okay if you're late. We still got more to do, and we're doing a live rash
We're doing books
right
now.
after.
Yeah,
Yes, we're doing
now.
books. No problem if you're late. Go ahead, Tom. Sorry, I just
One
wanted to.
issue on the Barnes and Noble is they do have a horror section. Now and then, sometimes they're thrillers, which I didn't mind this at all. It takes place in a former sanitarium in the Swiss Alps, turned into a luxurious resort. A female police detective who's on leave is there for her brother's wedding. People are getting killed by some psycho wearing a gas mask, sort of thing. I was like,
AKA my bloody hell.
well,
No, I'm kidding.
no, those are minor masks. They look like the soldiers would wear in World War
Right.
One.
Right.
Anyways, setting was beautiful because they actually made it to make a closed circle. So there was an avalanche. The roads are closed. You can't get through. No one knows exactly what's going on. It was actually a very good setting. And again, I guess I could say it's horror if you're being stalked by a murderer sort of thing too.
Mhm.
It's also kind of moved into thriller territory as well. I'm going to say I have a really backlog of books that I have to read, including more pamphlet ones, especially by certain people.
Oh, the chat book. Chat book, not a pamphlet.
But this book came off very good as easy read, interesting read. It's definitely good. I'd say it's one of those winter books to read. Winter's outside, got a fire going. This is a book to read for it.
Okay.
The Barnes Noble thing is an interesting thing we'll take up after we done the reviews because
We'll do it now. We'll do it now. Books for Barnes and Noble. Give a shout out to them.
So yeah, so the Barnes Noble thing is interesting. I don't know how many people have been keeping up tabs on that. But Barnes Noble is actually bought by the guy who owns Waterproofs,
Yes.
and
About a
he
year and a half, 2 years.
yeah he has made a policy change that in some areas is really going to be it turned out to be a boom for horror, and that was he decided to let every store make their own decisions about smaller plus books.
And then now some people are saying that corporate is saying that you don't do that, but that might just be some of their managers, some of their local
Yes.
managers not wanting to deal with it.
I don't think that. So, for example, shout out to the Wilkes-Barre Barnes
If you're ever traveling to PA on I-81 in your
made famous
Bennett
by Books of Horror on Facebook.
yes, step by the normal Barnes and Nobles are 2 or 3 bays of horror and have they are up to 5 bays of sections of horror there.
Personally curated.
Yes,
Yes.
only of those 5 bays, I think only like two rows are Stephen King.
Sioux Falls as well. There's a lot of Barnes Nobles that are the managers are allowing them to stock what they want to stock. And it's a really interesting job. Now there are some publishers that got stung by this recently because, like I said, I don't think it's a corporate policy that all Barnes Noble, but I think some managers are allowed to make their own decisions. I think it was Cyclopocalypse Publishing ran into an issue where one of their books just got sent back by Barnes Nobles because the managers can, like our local Barnes and Noble, very few, if any, smaller press books are in there. So it's a store by store. One of those things where if you have a Barnes Noble in your area, if your manager is friendly to that stuff, go to them.
Order the books, even if you don't have it, order it, and even if you want it to arrive at your house, the fact that you're saying it to your face creates demand.
Okay, your book, please.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Darlings by Mercedes and Ridley, which is a beautiful book. I had it with me. I was gonna bring it with me, I was actually a beta reader for this one. Mercedes put out a request online, said, "Hey, I need beta readers, my beta readers," and I so I got an early sneak peek at this one. But Mercedes is known for having beautiful emotional prose. She brings out she brings out your heart into
Mercedes Murdoch Yardley, by all you guys that just joined us, and she has a love is a creature. Cemetery.
If you've never read Mercedes, go fix that. Darling is a very, I want to use the word emotional again, but it's a very emotional piece. It's very personal to her. She said that, and you can feel it when you're reading the story. It has to do with kind of like Pet Cemetery for Stephen King. It's a very personal story of fear of what could happen to my children, and it leaves a lasting impression. And it's the same thing for Darling, and Cindy's not out of the park. With the parent who's struggling to be a parent in a difficult situation, and one of their kids goes missing, and it's just it's a powerful story, very well done. Got a little bit of a gothic vibe to it as well, a little bit. So there's that, and I'll do Salabend as well.
Salabend by Alan Baxter,
Alan-
published by Cemetery. Actually, why don't you reach over the top of that chair, directly over the top, over all the way further, the other way, colder, warm, colder, freezing, come back forward, warmer, very top, right there, blazing.
Okay.
That is a special edition of the treatment. There is Follow Ben by Alan Baxter, Cemetery Dance publication. Currently has over 600 ratings on Amazon.
So I enjoyed it. Um, as I'm ranking, I would say I think I connect five with Mercedes a little bit more. But this is excellent. Alan is a excellent writer. Very good ghost story. It sticks with for sure. It's we have not the circus, the carnival comes to town.
Carnival
Comes to
Evil
town,
Carnival.
and so you got some.
What is it? Is it an Evil Carnival?
And so Carnival comes down, great colorful characters out of that, but then you've got the locals that are there. In dealing with it's a unique ghost story. I will say this: the powers that the ghost has.
Very folk horror. Too.
Yes, folk horror strong there. That small town horror vibe. Having the protagonist out of the carnival is nice touch there, and dealing with a ghost threat with extreme powers, that's actually a lot of fun. So I would say this is a one. The reason I give it the nudge, sorry, Alan, the reason I give it the nudge is I thought Mercedes just kind of gripping with her prose. And I always give so much to that. I'm a sucker for beautiful prose, and that's a gorgeous addition to it.
So what I'm holding right now is a kind of a Cemetery Dance. What Cemetery Dance has done is they've struck up a partnership with a book box service called Twisted Retreats, and they do a special edition, hardcover jacketed edition, and it's a subscriber book box, um, service, and yeah, it is a beautiful book. What we've done is there are several Cemetery Dance books that one of those things where Twisted Retreat approached us and says our fan base wants Cemetery Dance books. Can we take some of your books and turn them into limited editions? We had to go through the legalities of that, make sure the authors were getting all their due royalties and everything like that. And Alan Baxter's is the first. So Twisted Retreats. In fact, let me look it up right now. Put it in the
So yeah, Mercedes brings you a slow, kind of a vulnerable tale. If you want a ghost story where the ghost is just out to murder you and it has extreme powers, this is tons of fun. Lots of magical fun with that one. And some pretty cool deaths.
So I'm popping this in the so Twisted Retreat. I just popped that in there in the comments. Go check them out. Our next book by them is going to be they're going to do a special edition of Holy Ghost Road by John Mantu, which is a wonderful book. And you can subscribe and you can get the book boxes. So these are not available through Cemetery Dance. They are Cemetery Dance special editions available through Twisted Retreat. I think I'm just going to focus on one book for my review because we're running out of time here. we want to do the live react watch. Don't Tap on the Glass by Mike Lombardo. If you are part of the
I
indie
like
horror,
that.
yeah, it's a beautiful book, and I would get it, but it's buried in my other books. If you're part of the indie horror scene, then you know who Mike Lombardo is. Mike Lombardo is the brainchild behind Real Splatter Films Productions, where he does low budget horror, but it's really, really well done. He does a lot of comedy horror, and his tagline is "Laughter back in Slaughter." Um, and if you have it on, he's got one on Amazon Prime. Uh, a White Doomsday. Dreaming of the White Doomsday. Wonderful apocalyptic horror movie. But Don't Tap on the Glass by Mike Lombardo is a great collection of horror that's really well written. It's also written by somebody who just gets a kick out of horror. Written by a lover. Really, really great stuff. I would go look for Don't Tap on the Glass by Mike Lombardo. Now, I had a whole section of streaming movies, but and I think we're going to do this. Or maybe we only have two people here, so no one's really going to comment on Skid and Marine.
We'll do Skinamarink. It'll be on the YouTube video.
Okay, so we're going to do one last. I had a whole section on streaming movies. We're going to save that.
Two games next time.
Let's talk about Skid and Marine on
That came out a while. We haven't.
Skid and Marine, Rinkadoo, I love you. I don't know if there's any connection between the line and the name of the song, but Chuck, why don't you describe to us what Skid and Marine is supposed to be?
So we're gonna do this to give you an idea of Skinamarink. We're gonna just put this here, and I'm gonna go. Here's Skinamarink.
For an hour and a half.
Um, okay.
Also, there are random shots of the ceiling, paint.
I saw tons of hype coming out of this from people that are, how deep they are into horror and how used to it they are.
Right here.
But there was tons of hype coming out for this one as something new and experimental. And then I watched one by one as my online friends who are into horror were like, "What?" and just swing and miss one after another. Yeah, I'm a sucker for doing something new and unique. I have a lot of patience for something like that, and even if it's a little, I appreciate trying something new. But this was a 15-minute experimentation that stretched for an hour and a half.
That's putting it mildly.
Interesting idea. I could have done Skinamarink as a 20-minute short video. That's what it wanted. It stretched on way too long, and because you're not engaged in anything. There's not really a story. There's nothing really much happening though. It's more just kind of a dream, and that sounds that's giving it too much credit. It sounds when you say it's like a nightmare, that's giving it too much credit. It's more of a art piece. It's a 20-minute art piece that they stretched into 90 minutes, and it just doesn't work.
I'm not watching. Sorry.
No, you would hate it more than
the idea. So the plot line at Skid and Marine sounded great. It was these two kids.
And you only know the plot because people wrote up articles about
well,
the plot.
it does actually tell you in the description. Two children are lost in a room when they're in their house, locked in their house, and their parents mysteriously disappear in the middle of the night.
And they can't get out of their house.
Right, and it sounds awesome.
That sounds awesome.
And I could see what they were going for because there was the whispers, there was doors that were disappearing, but you didn't see anyone. You see old cartoons on the TV, and also too, what is this supposed to be? Here's my issue when it comes to experimental films and by extension, found footage films. For me, there has to be a good reason for us to be holding this camera to begin with. Oh, we have to document everything. That only goes so far. And there is no reason for these kids who didn't seem to be old enough to be able to operate a VHS.
Oh, they weren't. I think it was meant to be like a nightmare. I think it was supposed to be like a nightmare where you're not really getting the story, you're not really seeing it. You're getting an idea of what's going on. Kind of like a nightmare. Like you're aware of something going on, but like your brain is just hazy on all the other details of it. But let's just take the camera
And you'll see
for
some,
like 60 seconds in
and
a
you'll
row.
see like stocking feet and half a cart, like a sliver of a cartoon.
You will watch the carpet for 30 seconds. Then in 30 seconds later, and then another 15 seconds later, you'll see one step on the camera and then step off the camera, and then you're gonna hold that for another 15 seconds, and then it cuts to a 15-second video of the shadow.
Now sound can be used. I don't know if anyone's ever seen the movie Yellow Brick Road. Yellow Brick Road is an amazing movie, and by the end of that movie, I am so tense by their use of sound that I'm just like borderline panic. So, but in this case, the whispers never amounted to anything.
And
became a distraction.
So, yeah, and so part of storytelling is you have to know how the tools actually work. This was definitely done by I don't mean a horror outsider trying to make a horror film. I
Yes.
suspect the people who were getting these rave reviews early on were not people who were
Well, there were several people.
There
There were several people I know who were respected horror fans that really bought into it. I
like the idea, but it's just but you have to it's kind of like if you write a horror book and you don't bother fixing all the misspellings, that leaves a bad taste, and
I don't know. I think it would have made a very interesting 30-minute.
Yeah, a 30-minute short would have been actually really cool.
All right, so here at the end, what we're going to do is up in our comment screen, I posted. I think we may do this on a lot of ours. Is just so we've been talking the whole time. We are going to go do a live react to Don't Help Me, I'm Scared. The background. Again, imagine if R.L. Stein, Stephen King, H.R. Geiger, H.P. Lovecraft, Edgar Allan Poe all came together to create a child show that looks like it was made in the 80s, but also those characters are slowly becoming aware of the world. And it's suddenly realizing their whole world is a nightmare. That is Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. And like a children's show, everyone has like a little lesson. This one is on the importance of family.
I didn't read all of my streaming. I just things on there.
Creators of this series
So what I'm going to do
don't
is,
want to give a reason. It's just here. It's crazy.
no, I think there definitely is a reason. So if you want to click on that, you want to follow along with us, you will be able to hear it. I suspect there's a way for me to share it with you, but I'm not going to try that tonight. We'll try that time. And see that chair right there? See the chair over there? That's great. An hour and a half of that chair with some.
The lighting's
Yeah,
too
it should be a
good.
little darker.
It should be a lot darker.
All right, so everyone go to that link. We're gonna watch. Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared.
Episode 3.
Episode
Where's my,
Is this the Spanish translation?
no, it's you'll be able to hear. Where's the TV? Here. Let's see. Tom's the long TV remote here somewhere.
Right there. Isn't that right there?
Oh,
Right there.
that's real good.
Okay.
This is one of those old. An extra. Yeah, the show's crap, and you're gonna have to angle it. Just three. There, you're right.
You're obviously
I obviously am. You know what? I'm gonna go to Chuck's chair because I can't see anything from where I'm sitting.
Tom's opinion.
Really? No, wasn't this the man? Obviously, it's the dog, I reckon.
Some grommet? Much?
I'm not mansplaining.
Nope, you're good.
Guess what I just found in the boundary?
He's the worst.
Yes, I'll give you 3 guesses.
Allard duck.
Is it a tin of soup? Ooh, good guess.
Wrong.
Maybe it's a packet of chocolate dollops.
That's right. Yes, packet of chocolate dollops.
Chocolate dollops. These dollops then.
Nuggets.
Yeah, it's
You
kind of
have
the base
one
there.
guess left.
I got it right.
So, I said 3 guesses, not 2.
You want me to do another guess?
We're dying to know what your final guess would have been.
What people? Fine. Is it right?
Wrong.
Oh, no.
Okay, I win. Now, let's crack into these bloody D's.
Come on.
I'm trying.
Open them up. I'm with you.
Open up.
Open up.
Open up.
Can't.
Why not try a healthy option? You know.
Looks like these guys need our help. Really?
Now, if anyone's ever seen Village of the Damned, these two children are from the Village of the Damned.
Yes, he is.
Two people.
How about us?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sorry, can we do this another time? It's just we're about to eat these.
I love the
dollops.
eyes.
Uh-oh, Tommy. I don't think they're going to be able to open them, are they? No, they are not, Lily. Oh dear, oh dear. It's not their fault, Tommy. Maybe they can't read. It looks to me like that's a family pack for a family.
I think that's more of a guide to the amount than I thought.
I'm the dad. He's the pet.
You, the dad. No. Come on, if anyone's the father, it's me.
No, I even took pictures of us in private. See? That's what.
So if we're not a family, then what are we? Just like a group or a club?
I don't want to be in a club. I want to be in a family. I want to be the dad.
I know a family.
That's not a family. That's just a dad. We're talking about a full set. Of course, nephews, grandparents, and even a kind sister.
Oh.
Now we know why they're lazy.
See a family that we live together, have the same lawyer who works for us. Right, guys? So why are you two? Oh, look, we've got me, they like me. Calm yourself, brother. Sorry about that. Something that means a great deal to us. Come on, Tommy. Let's show them.
I actually would have enjoyed this program.
I'm telling you, yeah, this is the style of.
I brushed off all those kids programs. I would have actually watched this as a kid.
Get her nose ring. Not worried about typing at you. It's not gonna work.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Oh, it was me.
wow.
The word. That's what family is so much more than just a word.
I'm not supposed to be living with these two things. They're not even red. I should be with guys like me. Come on, where are they? I'd like to be with guys like me who like one of me.
Stand on now. You still have a lot to learn. You're ready to be part of the family.
Oh,
Whatever shall we do? I need to call a family meeting.
Well, definitely college shows you how they grow attraction, right?
Yeah.
Can't admit it's impressive. We did, haven't we, Millie? We have done it. 5, 6, 7, 6, 8, 9, 10.
We perhaps have our own internal discussion about whether we'd like to do that. As the house
Well,
father,
what for? Shouldn't really be talking to each other anymore, should we? We didn't even know each other really. We're just a bunch or a clump or
they
something.
don't say that. Of course we know each other. Look.
Let's see this real family in action. There you go, my dollar. And we can leave our pathetic life behind.
Hey.
Follow me also. More tea?
No, no, thank you.
Just that.
Yeah.
Looks too thick to be a liquid.
Speaking of 84, look at that living room.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Say then.
Smells funny in here.
Also 84.
Oh,
Oh.
maybe there's a reason behind this.
Has a scent.
Hey, I don't mind it one bit.
Hey, don't sniff it all. It belongs to the whole family. Yeah, leave some for us.
Oh, why didn't you sniff it?
Don't worry, we can always make more.
Oh my God.
Brother, you're home. Come sit with us.
That is horrifying.
Like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre family.
Yeah.
We have visitors.
Beautiful family here. Looking to meet our family. So, what are we watching here?
When you are a family, it's important to treasure your memories. This is our first family picnic.
We have picnics.
Shush. This is a good thing. I'm still rather hungry, Tommy.
Yes, Lily.
So am I. Oh, what a special day that was. I was stuck with a bee on my eye. But Mother kissed it better. Shush now, Tommy.
So how long is this home movie?
This is extended cut.
If we actually can't stay for too long, we need to get home.
Hey, no talking over the whole movie.
Guys, can we just talk privately for a moment?
What? You, me, and Dapper?
Oh, you can't have a family meeting. You're not a family.
Let's just have a bundle meeting. Wait, what were we
We
again?
could do a end meeting. Oh, that's a stretch.
I still for a club.
What's this now?
Guys, I hate my family now. Sad thing is, this is reminding me a lot of my extended family.
Oh, two. He or she must have at least two.
1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6.
Yep.
Family secret. Well done, Tommy. Hooray!
And that's good, is it?
Sorry, what are the rules of this game? One's on the board, right?
All families need to have secrets. The bigger the better.
Huh.
What's it going to be?
You're not going to read it out?
Oh no, it's a secret. I go. Oh, nice roll. Thank you, Tommy. Now we get to move across the family bridge and meet all the cousins.
Oh.
Oh, well done. Huh?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Get this game.
We didn't invent it.
Didn't say you did.
It's your turn. Here, you can use Mother's piece.
That's a pagan symbol for fertility from Beowulf.
You'll stay for dinner, won't you?
Look, I get the general idea. Families are place you want to be out and ask if we could read it.
I haven't finished the game.
Yeah, I think it's just a practice round.
We haven't even reached the family final yet.
Yeah, fine. Look, pass me. Perhaps you should leave. Fine. Come on, guys. Let's go.
No, you're not the dad of us. I'm saying it's my turn. So,
Well, just you.
Oh yeah, I'd be happy.
A family should
If I
respect
can see
their
the
elders.
same. You do one.
Family tree. Our house is built around it. The tree shall fall for us, our ancestors.
well, hang on a minute. If I'm not mistaken, these pictures they've all been framed.
Yes.
Nice. Framed pictures. Yeah, I reckon my family will have hundreds of these things.
What?
Pictures.
Where's the other one? I thought we were going to share those dollars.
I think you two like that picture.
So, what's this one? Do I get one of these?
That's Uncle Terry.
Uncle. I like the sound of that.
An uncle is just like an extra cheeky father. But we can in the distance. He doesn't mind it when they stay, but you're not too sad when they leave. Uncle Terry will be sorely missed.
He went somewhere.
Uncle Terry died. He went on fire. Oh, yeah.
Wait,
In
later.
the end, he left us his filing cabinet. Yeah, it was really you.
Right, I'm ready. Where's my uncle? Is he around?
No, this is your family.
Okay, but where's my
Perhaps I could help you. I just need a sample of your DNA
what for?
to help you find your family. Silly.
Great. So do you need some form?
Without a blood sample, I just need a
Oh,
So, on until the result. Excited to paint one. It's taking quite a lot. My family, I probably want to get a new photo.
results about you.
It doesn't matter.
Ah,
oh.
and here comes the That's what you watch when you're severely hot.
Yeah, this on acid.
I was gonna shut down.
Anyway, I was wondering if you guys think of yourselves happy and if you needed any more family members, maybe a dad.
I'm not really sure what it is that you're asking. We're just bred. Now, come along now, children. Let's get on for Daddy's birthday.
I'm actually glad.
They get a bigger budget to go along with.
Yeah, it was a whole new second season. And this season ends on a cliffhanger. So it's totally going to be a third season.
Just like the classic jerk. Like she's the Brenda Friend Stimpy. He's also the
No. No, actually, I never saw that.
And there. Wow. Looks like we've both grown a few inches this week, Tommy.
This
It's not much, Lily, but it's better than going backwards like Grandma. Why did we measure you?
Where are the others I came with?
What others? Where?
Oh, I mean,
This would be fun, wouldn't it, Tommy? It will be. Measuring is so much fun.
so, you sure you measured on the family board? I thought I wasn't the family.
Don't be silly. We consider you to be a close friend, almost part of the family. That's right, Lily. He's almost part of the family.
You had the creepiest thing of all with the father jumping up and down.
Yeah,
Having troubles?
just so right outside. Maybe you could turn your light off and your torch.
Don't worry. I know it can be hard to sleep after such a full-packed day, but you should really get your rest. I know, Tommy. Why don't you sing the nighttime song? Tommy has a beautiful singing voice. La, la, la,
No thank you to the song, Tony.
Camera work's actually really good here.
No. Yeah. Yes, I think I was here with another guy. You do. You singing voice. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, now look to your left. Now hold it there. Yeah, very nice. Stay still. Oh, he's sorry.
So he's been taking the whole time.
Yep.
I like him. Is he? I'm not going to tell you again. Yep. And you on the left, can you stop smiling? Am I smiling? Yes. Sorry. I can't help myself. I'm just happy to finally be with my family. You're ruining it. You can't have them in the shop. What? No, please. Come on. I'm just happy. I'm sorry. Fine. Just stay still. Okay. Everyone on the count of three. 1, 2, 3.
That's it. You're
Oh, there you are.
You two cats. I'm not going home. I don't have family anymore.
Hello? What is this? Get me out of here. I want to go
Shades
home.
of Texas Chainsaw
Yep.
Massacre.
He's getting dressed again. That's okay. She's probably just hungry. Yes,
She.
just hungry. Oh, so hungry. Isn't that right, Mummy?
Wait. What? I'm not mummy.
That means we are a proper family again, doesn't it, Lily? It does, Tommy. Now that we are a proper family, we qualify for the Croton's family discount again. Make the call. Use those fingers and make the call. 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 Oh, make the call.
Call for a discount.
Make the call. Help yourself, Mother. One more die. Oh, make the call. Make the call. Make the call.
Someone was outside the window.
What?
There was someone outside the window.
Oh my god. my god. Oh my god.
This might be the darkest one yet.
Oh, it goes worse.
You want to stay with your new family then?
No. You know what? Probably not a fan.
What about you?
I don't want to talk about it.
Hey,
Guys, this
who
is better
says
than
we're not
Skidmore.
family anyway? Maybe
Well.
a family is just a group that care for each other.
Here's the message.
You'll stick together.
And share a lawyer.
Okay, same day, same style of acting, but in different locations.
Well said, brother. Here, pass me that family pack. I think things might go a little differently this time.
Got in the shuttle ball.
Watch this.
There's two.
I guess we can share.
I want both.
Dogs are back.
That's
Oh,
what to be.
oh man.
You have any viewers left?
Viewer.
All right. That brings us to the end of the first live episode of
This has, as the name indicates, this was
Exactly.
Do you ever make college ready? Since you have to watch something and wonder why Kevin's that friend.
If you came in at the last second, we were doing a live react of Don't Hug Me, I'm
I'll have to, like,
Scared.
splice that in so that there's context.
I think there's got to be a way to do that. There's a button there. There's got to be a way to do it. I'm going to try to figure out how to do that next.
Have it, you can just like bring it in. pull it out.
Worst case scenario, I could set up another camera and aim it toward the screen, and that would make
Next
it
time.
Next time.
We have to do it in the most low-tech way possible because we're us.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks for joining. Everyone that did join and left early. Everyone that came late. Please share it with your friends. The whole episode will be on YouTube, this Dance channel, and we will be back in August with hopefully some.
Eat, drink, and be scary.
That's right. Eat, drink, and be scary. The off live button.
I don't know where it is. End broadcast?
Yes.
End broadcast. Oh, wait. It has to confirm. Confirming.